Shall we play a game?
You got several things to do. You got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Dark soul light. Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast that never has technical difficulties before recording. I'm your host, Caleb Schweiss.
I think this is the second month in a row that you've said something about technical difficulties in the intro. I am Joe.
I am your host from the East Coast, A4. The A stands for alcohol.
Yeah, that of which you do not have this time, right?
I'm limiting myself to 2, maybe during the second episode, but I'm going to try and steer clear.
Yeah.
I don't know who wants to kill themselves more after hearing those last few episodes, the audience or me.
Well, I do listen to my own work, but I haven't listened to those ones, so.
They're bad.
Oh, you don't want to hear those parts where we go, where he sounds like he's going to say a full sentence and then stops midway through, and then we all just wait for him to conclude, and he doesn't.
Yeah. See, this
So
is...
A4,
or
are
my
you
favorite.
okay?
My favorite,
Just like that.
when one of you guys says something and then I say the exact same thing, like I just didn't hear what you said.
Yeah. See, that's where we need Craig again, because Craig will finish it for A4. So, like, A4 will have
That's
it.
true.
He'll have it 2/3 of the way done, and he'll just, like, cut and, like, get it in there real fast, where A4 would have normally done it, but he cut out. So that was a resource. He was a resource that we didn't know we had. In that way. But he is a fallen nude.
Most of the Nude Clan is disbanded this time. It's very, very sad.
Yeah.
This is basically just Ultima Final Fantasy guest episode.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Are we going to review Heroes of Mana?
Oh, God, I wish. Well, I don't know if
You
I
wish?
I wish it were over.
I
so
wish
that
it didn't exist.
It's bad, dude. I told you, it's like, so the last one had the bout, because it's similar. It's like clunky and like jank ass, and it's platformy that's not good, and it stinks of it.
It stinks of the bout.
Yeah, like it smells like Boba like stuck his dick in there, like he just like, I smell him on you, you know. But this one is like the bout because it's really awful. It's not like the bout in basically any other way. But
I can't describe this game.
it's just pain. It's like Revenant Wings, but way worse. Like way worse, because it does not control for shit. It's not as hard as Revenant Wings yet, but it's
Does
like
it use the touchscreen?
yeah, it does, and it's RTS, but the fucking dudes like fall all over each other. Like if you think Age of Empires has collision problems, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Like I'll tell these pricks to go to like a spot on the map, and they'll all try to go to that exact spot. And then they'll just mill around each other until they get there. And if like there's a wall made and someone gets cut off, they'll fucking walk around the entire map to get back to that spot again. Like they will literally walk around the world to get to that spot 1 inch in front of where they were a second ago.
It's like
And this is a mana game.
Yeah.
This is a game in a series that is known for being action RPGs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not actiony at all.
it's as if you were driving from Las Vegas to Los Angeles and you decided that the fastest way for you to get there, because there was traffic on the way, was to drive north to San Francisco first and then cut around the coast in order to get to Los Angeles.
Yeah. I was thinking you just, instead of pulling forward 1 foot, you go reverse all the way around the world, and then you arrive at that spot on the other end. Because like you got dudes that like can't die or you fail the mission, And you'll have everybody like, all right, I'm going to group everybody over here and like protect them. But then you got your fucking main guy. He's like, oh, I can't walk. So I got to like, I'm going to go around. And then you click on him and his path is like, it'll show you the path that they're going to walk to get to where you want them to walk. And it's just like fucking all across the world. So you'll be playing the game and like shit's heating up and like people are dying. And then you're like, where's my guy? Where's my guy? And you look on the fucking mini map and there's like a little fucking blue dot like a million miles away in the middle of the fucking, he's like nuts deep in the enemy base just getting railed. Just getting reamed in there. And you're like, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing in there?
This game sounds pretty sexy when you put it that way.
Yeah. Dude, it's so bad. And like you're trying to manage like 800 things at once. And it's like tactics too, because the fucking maps are like 40 minutes long each. And so if you lose, you're like really, really mad.
Yeah.
You're like very upset that you lost. And I've lost like the one I'm on now. I think it's chapter 18 or 17, one of those two. I've lost it twice, and the first time it was the stupid fucking main character, and the second time it was the fucking Prince of the Beastmen who also can't die, and he like got... I saved him because the game like gives you this little sound cue that like you're about to lose, and so like I grabbed him and I'm like, all right, let's walk around, and then like a guy was in the way, and so he walked back into the enemies and he got killed. And I'm like, fucking Christ, I can't save this game from itself. It's like, there's games like mobile games that play themselves. This game like beats itself. It like just defeats itself regularly because of its stupid fucking AI. It's bad, dude.
It's painful.
And it's like...
It's painful.
It's like 27 chapters. And fucking... a couple of them just randomly will be like the hardest thing you've ever done, and then the next one's like 20 minutes and it's over. So there's no pacing.
What chapter are you on?
I think it's 17 or 18.
I'm on 15.
Yeah. It's brutal. And it's taken a lot longer than how long to beat, but the Mana series is not... it's not reliably represented on that website.
No, because no one plays them.
Yeah, that's exactly
After
why.
Secret of
They don't
Mana,
play those,
no one's played
like
them.
that late in the series, and I didn't even know that game fucking existed. I just assumed that like it was Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, Seiken Densetsu 3, and then there was like maybe one PlayStation one that no one played, and then there was the GBA remake of FF Adventure.
Yeah,
I didn't realize there were this fucking many of them.
I know. We're almost there though. It's the last Mana game.
It's the second to last, technically, but the other one's in Japanese.
Yeah,
And it's not translated over, and we're not going to play it.
yeah. That Vita.
Troy,
one.
speaking of RTS games on the DS and Age of Empires, when are you going to play Age of Empires DS?
You know, I saw that and I really wanted to buy it. Like I really wanted to.
I
buy
heard
it.
there's a glitch in that game that like locks you out of it completely. I forget how you do it, but I think there's like a glitch in that game that completely renders your game cartridge like unusable.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Jesus.
I saw that.
Yep.
I saw that game, and I saw Plants vs Zombies for the DS, and I was like, oh, I really want to get that. That would be really fun.
Is it like the original Plants vs. Zombies? Just
Yeah.
a port?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know. That's what I was saying. I was
Ooh,
like,
that's a good
nice.
DS title. That would be a good DS title.
Yeah, it's like perfect for the DS.
Shit.
And I wonder if it would like lag like hard like the PS3 one does or not. Because when I get
The
like
PS3
my
version of Plants vs Zombies lags. That's like a fucking Flash game.
When
There's
you
like
get-
no graphics to it.
when you get like a shit ton of dudes on screen and a shit ton of like watermelons flying at those dudes, it really starts to slow down. It's not
That's
good.
bizarre.
I don't remember the lag.
Yeah, well, it's in the
Well, I
endless
guess
mode.
there's a lot of like high resolution sprites. So if you have like a ton of shit on screen at once, then yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but it's only when I'm doing the endless mode and it's like around like 25. It really gets crazy. But there's a
That's
trophy
just funny, though.
for 40.
You think of games that would like put the PS3 through its paces. PopCap is not the company I think of.
Yeah, no shit. The fucking Flash guys. You can play those on those fucking Zeus like payment kiosk things, for God's sake. When you eat out.
What?
It's those it's a little tablet that they put on your table when you go eat out at certain places.
I thought Zeus I thought was like a dating website.
Oh, you're
I'm
right,
like,
it
what
is.
the
Yeah, it is. I had
It's the
no
Facebook.
I know,
idea.
Nah.
I know what you're talking about though. When you go to like Applebee's and it's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Zeus, but because that's where you get your dick sucked. I mean, you could do that. You
that
do that
right?
at the Applebee's too, but
I was like, whoa, they got dating app fucking payment kiosks? Damn, Utah's lit.
yeah, or like anyone want to hook up? We're in the same Applebee's. I got a perfectly nice car out
I
in that
came to
parking lot.
Applebee's by myself.
Yeah. That's sad, yeah. But hey,
You
if
go to the
you wanna-
grocery store and there's like two machines you can sit at. One's the one that gives you like your blood pressure, and the other one's a fucking Ashley Madison kiosk.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Yeah, I'd go to CVS all the time if they had one of those.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my blood pressure and my dick sucked. What's up?
So, what has everybody been playing?
Choice?
A Zeusk kiosk?
Yeah, I've been playing that Zeus kiosk. Dude,
Applebee's edition.
Well, because you get a free appetizer when you sign up. So I mean, like,
yeah, that's
Yeah.
why you do it.
you can try to get some sloppy toppy while eating your fucking boneless chicken wings or whatever.
I played a little bit of Conan Exiles, I think, since last time. Have we? It's been a while.
It's only been 4.5 weeks or something like that.
We've definitely played it then, yeah. Joe and I started on PC, so it's better on PC, but
Surprisingly.
I will say that I did just pay $109 for my PS4 server, so I will be going back at some point.
Did you had an auto payment go through?
Yeah, because I got mad. I got mad because last time I didn't, and then I lost all my shit. But now I'm not playing it on the PlayStation 4, and I paid for it anyway.
Ooh.
So we got a year. You know, if you guys want to beat it on PS4, we got a year. But PC is definitely less janky than the PS4.
The fighting is way better.
It's a lot better. And like you got like they're like doing different moves and shit. Like it's actually not bad. And that's the thing that made the PS4 one kind of ass. It's like, oh, let's go kill this guy. This will be fun. But then the combat's just fucking garbage. So it's better for sure, but it still has the same brutality. And I think it might actually be possible to drag my dick in the sand. I don't know. But like when when you're about to
turn that endowment slider all the way up.
and see, I gave myself a tiny penis, so I can't do it. But when when you're building something out in the desert and like you have it like it's like its ghost self, and you're trying to like find a place to plant it down. When you do that,
Sure.
and you're like moving it around the screen, it moves the sand in the desert as if like that item were like in your hands and you're like pushing it through the sand. That's what makes me think you might actually be able to drag your dick in the sand and leave something behind. And there's footprints in
I'm
the
sure
sand.
there's a mod.
There's
on
like sand
Steam,
physics and
Joyce.
shit in the PC version, you're saying?
Yes. So I think I actually
Cool.
yeah. So I was there. I wanted it, and it was there the whole time. But see, no one would tell me because they knew that if I found out, I would never leave the PC. I would just quit everything and like convince my wife that I could make money streaming Conan Exiles for 16 hours a day.
Streaming it on a platform
it's like
that wouldn't
Twilight
allow
Zone
that nudity.
episode. You finally figure out that you can drag your dick through the sand, and then your fucking auto payment goes for the PS4 server, and you're like, no, it's not fair. There was time now.
Yeah, seriously.
I guess the more fitting analogy for that episode would be if like your dick fell off in the game. But
Yeah. I mean, it basically does on the PS4 one because you can't see it. It's lame.
well, if your dick, it's like Schrodinger's dick. We don't know if it both exists and doesn't exist at the point of,
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Anyway.
true. Yeah.
Tell me about Philosophy A4. I need to know
My
more.
philosophy is
I don't need your philosophy.
Don't use the Ashley Madison kiosk at the grocery store. Anyway,
Don't use it. You have experience.
well, no,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay.
Yes, they'll believe that.
All right.
Do they actually have those?
What? Ashley Madison kiosk?
Ashley
No.
Madison
Oh, lame.
kiosks.
It's like that seems like. I mean, like with COVID going on. I mean, that's. I don't know, for COVID, dude, that probably.
You know that website
like
got
a fancy
hacked,
glory
right?
hole.
And like they leaked all the people who had like names and shit on there, like accounts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that happened a few years
Yeah.
ago. I remember that.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's tough times.
Yeah. It's the McCarthyism of our time.
Yeah.
Getting called out for your Ashley Madison sub. Like, what? I like to support independent artists. I don't go to the site. I just give her money.
I like to support single moms. What can I say?
Yeah. Yeah, fuck. I did Conan Exiles. I did play like probably like about 5 minutes of Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies yesterday, because like my wife's cousin bought a used PS3 and it was fucking up, and he was asking me if it was like, what was the problem? And so I went into the map, and immediately my guy started just randomly shooting, throwing grenades, like crouching, uncrouching, like everything. And it was like impossible to control him. So it was actually kind of fun, like doing zombies that way. Like you just randomly like drop it to the floor and like
It's a good handicap on there for
popping shots off
for the good players, like the really good ones.
Yeah. It's like plus, it's like a 20 plus 20 handicap for everyone that's really good at the game. And I was like, okay, I know for sure it's the controller, but you might actually have a shitty PS3 as well. So I did play a little bit of that. And then the big thing, Dawn of Mana, and a decent amount of Heroes of Mana.
And the question becomes, which one's worse?
We both put another game underneath the last one. But I feel like that, I don't know why I did that. Like, the last one was bad.
I know exactly why I put that other one underneath Dawn of Mana, and I do not take backsies. One is a worse playing game for sure, but it had moments of fun in it. The other one had nothing. It was a blank piece of paper of a game.
So you really hate Legend that much, huh?
I find it so boring.
I see. And Children was the one that I put at the bottom. But honestly, those three, and I said this at the time, those three are all just not very good. So,
which is the one that's getting remade, like soon?
Legend
on Switch.
Legend of Mana.
Okay.
Skip it. It's boring as shit.
Yeah,
I wasn't really planning on picking it up. I just remember, like during E3, I was like, "Oh yeah, Mana."
It's nice
Anyway.
art and it's nice mood. Might be able to fool some people into thinking it's a good game.
yeah. Those people are idiots.
I wouldn't say they're idiots. I'm just saying they got low expectations, or it doesn't take much to please them.
Yeah, it's like a side quest game. It's like pure side quest. So it's really weird. It's super strange. It's a very strange game. And then the next one was normal, and then the one after that was also an extremely strange game.
They're all weird.
Yeah, but they're weirder now. They're like getting all experimental. Like they're trying acid and mushrooms out. And
how can I fuck up my series?
Yeah, that's what Ishii said. Like he did what,
and he succeeded.
He did what the Gooch wanted to do, just make him awful. You know that like parody video where he's like trying to make it the worst thing ever.
The Mega 64 one.
Yeah, and he's trying to like fuck it up because he hates it. But this guy actually fucked it up. Like and no one cares about the series. So. He succeeded where the Gooch was too good.
The sales follow the path of the series.
Yeah, for real. And
they were all disappointed in Legend of Mana because enough people bought that one, but then they weren't going to buy another game.
Yeah,
from the sales data we've seen, like Second Densetsu 4, failure on all fronts, like critically and commercially, and it's like the fourth main one. And
yeah,
like
is that the only one you guys aren't going to play?
No, that's Dawn.
That one's Dawn of Mana.
Oh, okay.
That's the fucking scare people one. You scare them, you spook them, and then you kill them, and then you get experience.
Boo!
Yeah, boo! It's boo the game. Boo! I kill you.
You guys get to fucking Saga, and there's a million fucking games you've never heard of.
We're not doing Saga.
I don't blame you. Anyway.
Yeah. Doesn't count.
Saga doesn't count. A4. We've only been through this 9,000 motherfucking times.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have a brain tumor, so...
A host of one
patient.
show must know every other show's qualifications.
It's true. That's definitely the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're failing.
This is a network we're in here.
Yeah.
I'm an expert of one thing and one thing only, and that's Kingdom Hearts.
Dude,
so call me when you get there.
I re-listened to our Revenant Wings review, in which we were disappointed but trying to be positive in it, which is funny because I know it's like the weeks before, we were complaining about it.
Yeah, hard.
But like the actual review of Revenant Wings, we tried to go easy on it. We were like, yeah, this is down there with Dirge, but yeah. It's just kind of like we were so easy on it, but we have shat on that game since the review.
Yeah, it's soured over time.
It's soured over time, exactly.
And it's funny because I actually did everything in that game. Like, because I was on vacation.
Jesus Christ, why?
And I had nothing else to do.
Would you say that game for you aged like a fine milk?
Yeah. Yes. And it's funny because I was like, man, maybe I'll do the optional missions in Trials or Heroes, and like maybe that'll help me level up and like get stronger or something. And I did one and I failed it, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, like I hate this thing. Like, it's like, oh, do you want to play an extra mission? I'm like, why the fuck would I ever want to play an extra mission of this? Like, yeah, I played the ones in Dawn until I had to, pull an all-nighter to beat the fucker. And I played those just for shits and giggles, but this game, no. There's no fucking point. It's just like, yeah, it's like you got 3 minutes to kill everybody on the map, but you got one guy. And it's like, oh yeah, that's fair. That's going to happen. Fucking dumb.
I just remember in that episode, people were asking us what the order of the games were. And we had to like explain ourselves what the fuck the order of the games were. Over and over. I'm not on UFF right now, so I can complain about it, right? And over. It's like, we're doing this, then this, then this, then this. Okay, but when do you get into this? We're doing this, then this, then
okay.
this.
In the listener's
Then
defense,
this.
there's about 8,000 spin-offs of Final Fantasy, including a new one coming out now that fucking Stranger of Paradise or whatever the fuck got announced. And then, but the only ones that actually matter and anyone cares about are Chrono Trigger and Kingdom Hearts. So it's like, and I guess Secret of Mana.
No one's dying for Chocobo Dungeon 2. How about that? How about that other Chocobo game that's on Final Fantasy VIII that's staring us in the face that we haven't put on the fucking list yet?
Chocobo World.
Is that the one for the Pocket
Chocobo
Station?
World for the Pocket
Yes.
Station is in fact available in the United States via our Steam download.
Yeah.
By the way, I also did recently just get FF8 remastered for Switch, so I will play through that game eventually.
Is it on there too? The Chocobo World thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably. If it's on the Steam version, probably. Well, if it's the remaster on Steam that has the Pocket Station thing.
It's not. It's
Then
the
I'm not
regular
sure.
One.
Oh, really?
I mean, I'm not dying to play
I
Chocobo
didn't buy
World
the
2 or
remaster.
whatever the fuck, so...
Yeah, neither am I. It's really the Chocobo games that I'm dreading, I think, the most. Maybe Air Gaze, because we don't know what we have to play of what in that game. And all I've heard is that it's really difficult.
The dungeon crawler part?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Someone mentioned FF2 style inns, and that rang a bell. That was familiar. I was like, oh, I think I remember that being why I was like, I'm not going to play this game. Like, this is bullshit.
But you are.
But I am now, yeah.
But you are going to play this game.
That's like the back in the day when I bought the manas and I just saw it and I was like, oh, this seems like something I need.
Yeah.
And then I did the same thing with the 3DS XL that got stolen. And then the other person must have looked into my car and been like, oh, this seems to be something I need. It's like, it's weird. It just comes over you.
Turns out you did.
Yeah, I
We
did.
Need
yeah.
it for the show, that's for sure.
And I had no idea what horrors I had sitting on my shelf for years. Like, it was my kids looked at that game probably. Like, they might not have looked at it directly, but their eyes glanced over it, and like the horror within.
It was in their periphery.
No,
at
don't
least.
look at it directly. Wear sunglasses if you must be in the same room.
Yeah, you got to wear this welder's helmet if you're going to look directly into the Donovan. It'll burn your eyes. It'll fry your retinas. It's fucking horror.
Did you play anything else?
Oh, man. Heroes, Dawn,
Conan.
I played Resident Evil Outbreak File 2 again, but it's so fucking hard. I'm trying to play it on normal, and like the zoo level is just so fucking dumb. It's like it's just like Tactics 2. It's like 50 minutes and you lose, and it's you're pissed. But that is, well, I put in Siphon Filter Omega Strain just to see if what the fuck was going on with the PS2 situation.
Okay.
But I didn't actually play it. I just looked at how much I had left to beat it, and then I turned it off.
Okay.
Not much is the answer. That's the only Siphon Filter game I haven't beaten, too. So.
Well, I guess I can go next. What I played this month, a little bit of Conan Exiles. I've logged on a couple times and like dicked around and
You prick.
tried to level up a little bit. Nothing major, just getting more stuff to build on the base.
Gotcha. The base I can't build on. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. And I also played, get this, Dawn of Mana.
Oh, man.
Classic PS2 game, in case you didn't figure that out by how we were talking about it. And then Heroes of Mana, another game you cannot miss, guys. Go now, purchase, and enjoy Heroes of Mana, which will be Ultima Final Fantasy's next review. I have also recently installed Halo, and I have been playing the original Halo on the PC via the remasters, the Master Chief Collection. And I'm 3 levels into that out of 10, and God damn, I have missed Halo so much.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful port too. And you can if you just press the tab button, you can get like the different textures for the game. So there's like the remaster retexturing of it. And then there's the original, which you bet your ass I'm playing that in the original texturing of the game. Because like the remaster one makes it like so that it matches Halo 3 and 4 and stuff like that with the visuals.
Oh, got it.
But yeah, you can go into basically old graphics mode, and I'm telling you, the simplicity of the combat, like the low gravity kind of thing that it has going on there, the weapons and the enemies and like the funny things that the soldiers say and all the aliens say.
The grunts are the best.
Yeah. They're here,
Yeah.
like stuff. I fucking
you stick one of them with a fucking grenade. And
there's the sticky
amazing.
grenade kind of physics, the frag grenades, all like the little goofy things on the map, the sniping, and it is so. God, shooters were the best.
After that,
Right before Call of Duty 4. Right before Call of Duty 4. That's peak shooter for me. I think Call of Duty came in with all their like stupid, packs and like the sprint and then the normal run mode instead of just having a good run speed the whole time. And really interesting art and wonderful music, of course. And God, I missed Halo. I haven't played Halo in so long, and just playing through the campaign of Halo 1, I was like, oh, God.
Halo 1's campaign is the best, too. I think I like that one the most.
Yeah.
It's really good. I played
Full
it a long
disclosure,
time.
though, I didn't grow up with Halo. I never had an Xbox, so I first played it in this collection, and I'm like looking at the graphics, and I'm like, these don't seem that amazing for a remaster. And then I hit tab to go back to the original graphics, and I'm like, oh, okay.
What, did you forget what
There we go.
2001 looked like? It's a pretty damn good looking game for 2001.
No, I agree. I just never played it when I was a kid. I only played it in my adulthood. So, like...
Oh, really? That's odd.
Yeah. So I don't have that shit, like, burned into my fucking brain or anything.
Oh. Did you not play Halo 2 or 3?
I played a lot of Halo 2 multiplayer right around the time Halo 3 came out.
Okay.
And I played a bit of Halo 3 multiplayer. But yeah, I missed out mostly on, like, a lot of the Halo shit just by virtue of not having an Xbox when I was a kid.
Man.
Or, like, really ever.
Here's the thing, man. The peak shooter before Halo was GoldenEye.
Well, yeah.
And
But
here's the
in
difference.
college, I did play a lot of Time Splitters, too.
Play
which is basically the
GoldenEye.
same people.
Play GoldenEye and see how shitty it is.
Yeah, compared to Halo.
I
And
have
then
played
go
it at
back to play
conventions, and I'm
Halo
like-
and go, oh, this is the modern shooter.
No, I'm
Halo.
not saying Halo is bad. I just meant like the graphics of the remaster I thought like didn't look that great. And then I pressed tab to go to like the original Xbox graphics and I'm like, oh yeah, that's that. There you go. There's 2001 staring me right in the fucking face.
See, I didn't
But,
realize that they had souped it up, and I was starting to play it. I'm like, I remember things being slightly different visually. Like I remember like some framing was different in one of the cutscenes, like the guy's face, like when he gives you the gun. I remember the gun spinning motion being different. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I was just like fucking around trying to figure out what the grenade button was later on, and then it switched the graphics, and I was like, oh my god! And now everything looks like it how I remembered it looking.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. I played Halo 1 last year, and that game is fucking fantastic. A extremely solid classic shooter, except for that one level. But we don't talk about the library, whatever it's called.
What the library?
Where
you fight the flood, and it's just like a
and
slog.
you're following the
Oracle guy.
The Guilty Spark. Yeah,
the one guy. Yeah. I remember that level being like a. If you've never played that game before, never played a Halo before, just imagine just playing through fighting only the Covenant, and then like in the middle of the game, this one level happens, and just suddenly like zombies coming after you, and it's like really dark
it's zombies,
and scary.
And there's too many of them, and it takes 18 hours to get through the level. Or feels like
no,
anyway,
I just
it's
remember
the
that
same hallway over and fucking over again.
I just remember that part being like freaky, and so like it added a whole nother level to it.
Yeah,
it's freaky for sure, but like just that level is so badly paced. It's like insane because it's just the same hallway over and over again.
I don't know. My review might be tainted because this is like the 4th time I've played through the campaign.
Yeah, I played Half-Life before, and I don't remember if Half-Life came first, but that game's very
Half-Life
similar.
did come first. I think that was 98.
Yeah, the first Half-Life did.
I think that might have been a big influence too.
Yeah, it probably was. But it wasn't on the console. It was a PC.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Halo was originally going to be a Macintosh game.
I know.
Bungie used to make Mac games like the Marathon series, which was the Mac's answer to Doom.
Yeah, Marathon is a prototype Halo.
I think those are free as well if you go to like Bungie's website, or they were for a time. If you go to Bungie's website, they're just free to download.
Like Destiny is really just Halo continued anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
The physics in Destiny is just like, oh, this feels like a shooter should. That's why I was talking when we were talking on the Destiny review, and I played a little bit of Destiny, not a bunch, obviously.
Yeah,
but it was just like, okay, so they kept like the weapon upgrades and shit from the newer shooter games, but like really the way it feels, like the way the controller feels in your hand as you're playing that game, god damn, it feels like, Halo 3, and which I think is just peak shooter for me. It's peak shooter, and going back to Halo on the PC is just it's wonderful. I'm having so much fun. I played it a little bit before I came over here today and just reminded myself.
Nice. I don't think I ever finished 3, but I did do 1 and 2.
I played a lot of the
fight
3 multiplayer.
I did not finish the fight. I played a lot of the multiplayer though. Yeah. I finished that multiplayer.
Good ass multiplayer.
I played the campaign of 1 and 2 multiple times, but I never played 3s because I didn't have a 360. I switched over to Final Fantasy and PlayStation at that point, and it was over. It was my life, my future, my destiny was sealed.
Yeah, it would have been a Halo podcast if you would have just kept kind of 360.
If only.
Well, we played all 6 games, and now the podcast is over, and now I'm going to go do something with my life. See ya.
Otst.
Yeah.
Play some Otst.
Shit, yeah. I need to get that.
Yeah, I had a good time. A4?
I have played a bit of Guilty Gear Strive, which is the newest Guilty Gear game. It's very good. I'm trying to also get caught up on the Guilty Gear lore, which is insanely complicated. Thankfully, there's a great series on YouTube by Wooly Versus, where he goes over all the lore of the series, basically up to Strive. But it's a good fighting game. It's Arc System Works. It's the same developer that made like Dragon Ball Fighter Z and Blaze Blue, if you ever played those. I'm dog shit at fighting games, so it's rough, but I'm still having fun because the characters are just so cool, and it's just flashy and fun to play.
If there was more porn in it, would you be better at it?
I mean, there are fighting games that are very fan service heavy, and I'm not good at those either. So I'm going to say no.
No, that's too bad.
I mean, there's a lot of cute girls in Guilty Gear Strive. There's a really cute one in the new game called Giovanna. She's like this. She's basically like if my girlfriend had short, like pink hair and had a like a ghost wolf That's pretty sick.
Well, it sounds like you could make that happen.
I probably could. I've also been playing Shantae Risky's Revenge, which is the second Shantae game. I'm trying to go through all of them, like within the next year or so, now that all 5 of them are on Switch. So, because I also picked up a plushie of Shantae at Best Buy that came with a code for the latest game, Shantae and the Seven Sirens. And then Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, which is the third game, was on sale like this past week. So I have all but the first one on my Switch, and I already beat the first one. So they're cute. They're good little platformer games made by Way Forward, who would go on to make like a bunch of shit like the DuckTales remake and Double Dragon Neon. Basically, Way Forward's also apparently making the new Advance Wars game that's coming out later this year, which we got to talk about E3 at the end of this episode. I don't know if you guys saw any of the E3 stuff, but there's a lot of cool shit announced.
I saw 2 Final Fantasy things. And that was it.
Honestly, all I did was read about the Final Fantasy thing. I didn't watch it.
It's
didn't
okay,
watch the trailer?
If you didn't watch the Square Enix thing, you just missed a lot of Marvel.
Yeah, I've got enough Marvel in my life.
Yeah, well, Square Enix doesn't seem to think so. But I've also been playing some of the Pokemon trading card game online because I have discovered that Pokemon cards are my new crack. So
Old crack, new crack.
I forgot how fun it is to collect these cards, and now they come with like QR codes that let you unlock a booster pack in the online game every time you buy one in real life.
Nice.
So, just building up decks online and playing online. And I think the nice thing about the Pokemon trading card game is it's easy to learn. And as a guy who hasn't really played the game itself in like 20 fucking years, getting back in and playing this online, I'm like, oh, it's still like, it's barely changed. So like, I'm able to jump back in right away and actually hold my own against like decently good decks. So it's like, it's pretty well balanced.
Yeah, I gotta
But I've been
say,
wasting a lot of.
when we were kids, we definitely never played the Pokemon card game right.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people it seemed like didn't actually play the card. I only knew how to play the card game because I had the Game Boy Color game where it goes through the official rules and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it is a well-made card game.
I was a Yu-Gi-Oh boy myself and went to tournaments and all that shit.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh definitely is a better game. But
I know I do
Pokemon's
like Yu-Gi-Oh
more
as
fun.
well, but I don't know. Just the new Pokemon cards are so nice because you get all like these like the really rare ones. Like you can't see my fucking video, but I opened some packs today, and like all the new super rare cards are like full art. They just take up the whole card, and the text is like overlaid on top. It just looks fucking really nice.
That's cool.
They're like textured too. Like there's like a slight texture to the really rare ones.
I just like to collect them when I was a kid. I wanted to catch them.
Yeah, I mean I like collecting them as well, but it's nice that they have the free app on the computer that lets you play the game online with people, so you don't like scuzz up your cards playing with them in real life.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
You're not going to get the same cards in the game as you do in real life because you're just getting a random booster pack. But you know, if you buy like a deck, the code card that comes with the deck will unlock that deck in the game. So like you could theoretically buy like the Gardevoir deck and then have the same deck in the game online and sort of tweak it with any booster packs you open. So it's nice.
Nice.
Cool.
That reminds me of the Steam cards. I've been getting back into those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I made a couple badges. I made that Pretentious Brothers game badge because I was trying to level up to level 30, because the way it works on Steam is every time somebody crafts a badge, a person is randomly selected to get a booster pack, and then you get like a pack of cards, and then you can use those cards.
Is that how that works?
Yes. So, but when you reach level 30, you have the highest percentage. It's either 30 or 40. Each time you do it, it like increases your percentage of getting that booster pack when someone crafts the badge by like 100%.
Oh shit! Well, I'm only level 29. So
yeah, get to 30, because at the moment I crafted that one, I got a booster pack for the Brothers game, and I was like, oh, I think I just booster packed myself. That's kind of weird. But
because no one's playing that piece of shit.
yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, oh, I bet A4 is just like, yeah, that's because nobody cares. The game's gay.
No, I'm sorry. Look, I played Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons like way back when it was a free PlayStation Plus title, and God, like that game's story is so fucking like predictable.
Yeah, pretentious.
You just sit there and you're like, all right, a game called Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. One of these people is going to fucking die before the end of this game.
Yeah, it's true. It happened. I like the game though, so fuck you. But
I mean, that guy has a new game out now. It's called what do you call it? It's called It Takes Two.
Oh yeah.
It's like a co-op game. He's been doing that lately. Like he did the experiment with Brothers where you're using both analog sticks to control the two characters on screen. But then he came out with another game a few years ago called A Way Out, where you play as, it's a co-op game where you play as like two convicts. And I think it even got to the point where like if you bought a copy of the game, you could give another copy to somebody else, that like you could play together. And I think It Takes Two works the same way. But whereas A Way Out is like a gritty crime drama thing, A Way Out or It Takes Two is like a Pixar movie where it's like these two parents get like shrunk down to like the size of little toys, and they like have this weird love book telling them how to get back together or something.
Okay.
I don't know. People seem to be liking it, or at least people are playing it on.
Is Rick Moranis in the game?
No.
He doesn't have a
I don't know
machine
who-
that shrinks
no, 'cause-
people.
No, I want to say there's famous people in the game because the guy who makes these games is like a wannabe Oscar movie maker. Like he's the guy who very famously went on that rant a few years ago at the Game Awards where he's like, "Fuck the Oscars." But I feel like he's got some celebrities in his games to make up for that. Like that he's not making movies. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
He's
I'm not sure.
trying to be a Kojima.
No, maybe not to that level. It's just like.
Yeah, he doesn't make
don't know.
literal movies, but
No, he makes like cinematic games, but maybe not as cinematic as like The Last of Us or whatever the fuck. What I'm trying
It's
to
more
say
like
is like
Journey.
based on that,
it's like
based on like the fuck the Oscars speech and the fact that his games are like very cinematic and to a certain degree pretentious. I feel like he's a wannabe filmmaker that just couldn't hack in Hollywood, so he's going for video games instead. Which, like, you know, if it works for him, then good for him, man.
yeah, it's just kind of artsy, is what I would say.
That's
he
what I
tries to
mean.
do.
Yeah, in a single word, as opposed to 45 of them. Yes, artsy.
I do
Yeah, I don't know. I'll
remember.
have to look up IMDb and see if there's any people in that.
You know, every time I was reminded of this the other day, every time someone like says something about like fuck the Oscars, they don't mean anything, awards don't mean anything in art, yada yada, which is all true. But I do remember an interview with David Lean, who directed Lawrence of Arabia, you know, and Brief Encounter and all these big classic films in the 50s and 60s. He's like an old guy. He's in his 90s. And he's having this interview with this other British guy, and he basically the interviewer goes, you know, of course they talk about, you know, awards. Do those really actually mean anything to you? And then he goes, you know, a lot of people poo-poo the Oscars and big awards like that, but those are usually people who would never be up for one of those awards. And when you're one of those people who would be up for those awards, well, they matter a great deal. I remember hearing him say that like in all seriousness, and that made me laugh. He basically said everybody else sucks. That's what
Yeah.
people who suck at movies say, is that the Oscars don't mean anything, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, I don't think they do, but
They don't.
they mean something 10 years later when the person's about to die and they made their last movie and they're like, all right, just give it to him.
Just give him an Oscar, please.
Yeah, like basically everybody. They've done that too. And some of them, they just die and they don't have the chance. But it's like, what are they going to do? Give it to him for fucking Full Metal Jacket? Come on. Or Eyes Wide Shut? You can't do that.
No.
That's too far, you know? But if it's, you know, if it's The Departed, it's a great
Everybody
movie.
shits on The Departed, and there's no
I know,
other
it's a
movie
great-
from 2005 I'm rewatching more than The Departed.
I know. I love The Departed. But
Fuck that,
he's
yeah.
got better movies for sure. But that is one of my favorites that he's made.
Yeah.
I just love all three. Matt Damon, fucking
Wahlberg,
and fucking
Leo,
all in one movie. They're like the same person.
and Jack Nicholson.
And Jack, yeah, it's awesome.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, that movie's sweet. But that's kind of that thing though. Like he made a bunch of really, really good movies like in a row almost years before, and then they just didn't care. And
He's
then,
got one ridiculously great movie per decade is what he has.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean when it's like 10 years down the road it matters.
Yeah.
Right now it's just whoever they want to jerk off.
I still haven't seen The Irishman. I gotta get on that.
Oh, it's fucking good.
I haven't either.
I've heard. Yeah.
It's fucking good.
Shit, I didn't even watch
but
Once Upon a Time in
Now that you're
Hollywood.
taking a drink out of that Gatorade bottle, by the way, OGGNX or Ojinx or whatever the fuck in the Twitch chat says that Gatorade would sure make a great piss jug.
I've used them as piss jugs for sure. Back when I was living in my car, I definitely used my Powerade bottles as piss jugs. And then
Hopefully not lemon lime flavored, because
didn't want to get it mixed up one day.
Yep.
or I guess depending on your diet, the orange flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, the don't mix it up. Oh man, yeah. When you're doing the hard keto and it's nothing but bacon and eggs, your piss is just like bacon grease.
The froth.
Yeah, you're like, I can't tell if this is my bacon grease Gatorade bottle or if this is my
It has
piss.
like the consistency of maple syrup.
Yeah.
Just oozing out. Ugh.
Dude, it is very, very frothy, I'll say. It's froth
It
city.
is
in
quite frothy.
there. Yeah, and depending on the bacon, you might be getting a note of bacon in there as well.
How many times on this podcast are you going to talk about your piss in relation to its smell and frothiness relating to breakfast food?
Not enough.
Until you decide you're going to finally taste it.
Yeah, and then I'll make it worth your time, though. I'll find a bagel. I'll find a bagel company that makes a bagel that makes my piss smell exactly like that bagel. So I'll get the bagel. I'll get the fucking Seattle's Best. I'll get the Big Buy. And I'll just give you a breakfast.
For the record, I like the salmon flavored Philadelphia cream cheese on that bagel. So,
Oh, God.
What? It's good.
Salmon flavored?
Yeah, it's like smoked salmon cream cheese. It's
You're a
fucking
disgusting East Coast little fuck, aren't you?
Yeah. You and your Old Bay beer, you nasty bastard.
great. I'm not the one talking about drinking breakfast piss here, all right?
Hey, it's my own.
But is it Seattle's Best?
I might be. If it is, Seattle's kind of a sad coffee place. It's really not that good.
Oh my god!
I mean, I've played Infamous Second Son. Seattle seems like a pretty depressing place. So yeah.
Yeah.
I too have not been to Seattle and can say nothing of it.
Yep. We're all in agreement. Seattle sucks.
Well, that's what you got to do, Joe. You just got to start doing what I'm doing and just be like, yeah, Earthbound sucks. I say this having never played it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you get people to like you on the internet.
Yeah. I
You
should
just-
jump on everybody's bandwagons like they're my own opinions.
What? You know, you said that a couple episodes ago, and I don't understand what the
Yeah.
fuck. Where you even get that? If
A4
anything, I'm
jump
a
on the
huge hipster.
bandwagon extreme.
I actively drone strike other people's bandwagons.
Isn't that its own hipster
That's its
bandwagon,
own
though?
special hipster bandwagon. Yeah.
It's like the
Well,
anti-bandwagon.
and, okay, by that
Yeah.
logic, everything's a fucking bandwagon.
Every major thing to one side or the other is a bandwagon. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I'm not on a bandwagon. I'm just an acerbic asshole. There's a difference.
Yeah.
A4, what do you think of that scene where Goku comes back as an adult and he fights Tenshin Han, and Tenshin Han and him are like evenly matched after Goku has been training with a god for 10 years, and you're like, what the fuck? But then Goku suddenly takes off like a weighted shirt from inside of his gi, and it falls on the floor, and then Tenshin Han tries to pick it up and it's super heavy, and you're like, fuck, this is awesome. What do you think of that?
It's a cool scene.
It's a
I don't know
fucking
what that
cool
has to
scene.
do with
No,
any
I'm
of
waiting
this.
for you to jump on some stupid bandwagon right now.
Oh, fine. I don't care about that scene because I've been reading One Piece instead of Dragon Ball. So go fuck yourself.
So I did bring that up mostly to give myself some nerd cred, because I feel like this show and our listeners, they expect us to be some sort of like anime freak nerd like they are.
Okay, you can't tell me that I jump on bandwagons when you're like, I have to bring up a very specific Dragon Ball scene in order to get some, and I quote, nerd cred.
No, I need some
so that
nerd
I
cred
feel like
here.
I belong on my own show.
I need some nerd cred, because look, man, I've done nothing but watch Dragon Ball like once, twice, 3 times a day for the last, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months or something like that. I started I'm studying Spanish a lot, and and following kind of Stephen Krashen's approach to learning languages. I started doing that after a little while. And really, it's just listening and reading. And then I have a tutor that I practice speaking with every once in a while. And the thing that I started, the first thing I had to look for was like a kid's show. Like I needed a kid's show that would be a little bit more simple so you could follow the plots easily visually and that the vocabulary would be simple. And
Dora the Explorer.
And no, but more complicated than that. Because I actually watched the first episode of Pokemon and I was like, this is actually kind of too easy.
Diego, go.
So I needed something a little better than that. I've never heard of that one.
It's like a spin-off of Dora.
Okay. All right. Well, Dora was not on when I was a child. So do you have kids, A4? Is that why you know that?
No, I have 2 younger sisters.
Oh, okay. I'm the youngest, so that's how that works.
We know.
People say that like that means something.
There's an aura.
There's an aura of youngest.
Yeah.
I can smell the weakness on you.
Sure.
You're like a wee baby.
Uh-huh. Okay. And
sorry, I just love when you give me nothing. It's the best. It's what I deserve.
you are derailing me. Like I'm having trouble finishing a thought right now. No, I started watching Dragon Ball because it was all in Spanish on a certain website. Every single episode is dubbed in Spanish of Dragon Ball,
Dude.
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and Dragon Ball Super. And then the new Dragon Ball with like the 7-minute episodes. Those are not dubbed, but they are subbed in Espanol. And I started.
I mean this in the least racist way possible. The Hispanic people fucking love Dragon Ball.
Oh, no,
I don't know
yeah.
what it
I
is.
told my Spanish tutor last time that I was starting to watch Dragon Ball, and he was like, oh, you got to watch this. This saga's great. This saga's great of Dragon Ball Z. Like, he started freaking out about it. So you might have a point there. But anyway, they're all available in Spanish, and it started as like a really kind of gross kid show. I really didn't care for the first 4 seasons of the thing, but then it started getting better. Like it started getting like darker and like the less goofy, less pervy,
Less racist-y.
yeah, it's still plenty racist.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That's
Mr.
good.
Popo is still in Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z.
I
don't
guess you
worry.
did say it got better, so. you
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Well, you didn't like when they wished for Bulma's panties with the Dragon Balls or whatever?
There's some real gross stuff.
I want him after a
There's
long,
some like real
hot
like.
day.
How old is she supposed to be? Like 12 or something?
I don't fucking know. I never really watched a lot of Dragon Ball
Oh,
Z.
I have
yet.
no
just mostly
idea.
saw Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it's real gross. Maestro Roshi is really gross. Like really. And like you can see where they censored it for Spanish television but like these Dragon Ball nerds re-edited it back in because all of a sudden in the first 4 seasons of that show, whenever it would get to a pervy moment, suddenly it'd be in Japanese. It would switch from Spanish, and then the sound would get like a little weird. Like the sound mix would be off, and then it'd be like, it's like you don't understand
that one
anything.
scene where fucking I don't know the context. I've just seen a screenshot where Bulma just lifts up her fucking dress and she's not wearing any underwear, and Master
Yeah.
Roshi's just like, ah!
Yeah, I mean that's a scene there that would have been in Japanese all of a sudden
Yeah.
on this fucking Spanish site. Just all of a sudden,
Yeah, it's all.
Once they start speaking Japanese, and I was at work watching those things, I'd like have to look around because I know something's coming.
yeah. If
Am I
it
gonna see a
bleeds,
tiny
it bleeds.
child's penis? Don't they
It
just
is
show
a
Goku's
science.
penis a bunch in that fucking show? Or am I thinking of it like Gohan in Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, Goku's naked a lot as a little boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I'd watch Z when I watched it rarely when I was like a kid.
Well, Z is like the serious action.
Well, it's
Sequel, in quotes,
turned into
so-
that in Dragon Ball, and it's not a sequel; it's just a continuation. So,
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, I
Goku or
couldn't think of the
Gohan.
right.
so
fucking
what
word
I
for it,
found out about the show was that it's all still following Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are just Dragon Ball in the Japanese comic. So it's just one story that one guy I can't remember Akira Toriyama. I
Akira
think?
Toriyama.
that he's writing one big story arc. But in the TV shows, they were having trouble like with the ratings, like it started to slip with the original Dragon Ball. And so they ended the Dragon Ball show and then rebranded it as Z, but it's still just a continuation. And what they did was they fired every single person who was working on the show and they replaced the entire staff, but continued the story. And that's Dragon Ball Z. So actually, like, just on episode 133, I think, of Dragon Ball, Goku grows up. It comes back 10 years later. There's a 10-year fucking time jump in the near like the end of Dragon Ball, and he comes back, and this is where I'm just at because he's fighting a whole bunch of people right now. And there's King Piccolo, Daimaku, and he calls him like Baby Piccolo, but I think like in the English it's like King Piccolo Jr.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a three King Piccolos and a Piccolo Jr.
It's like
King
Son Piccolo.
You say that, but there's like a fuck ton of characters in Dragon Ball that are named after food.
Well, this one's named after what? An instrument, right?
Yeah.
No, I know, but like later there's like what's his name, Pilaf or something, or like Garlic Jr. and all that shit. There's a lot of Dragon Ball characters that are named after food, except for Bulma's entire family, which is named after underwear.
I didn't notice.
Nice. Yeah, like
Bulma's like a Japanese word for like underwear, and then her father's like Dr. Brief, and then they have a son named Trunks when she fucks Vegeta. So
nice. Okay. Yeah. Well,
and all the Saiyans are named after food. There's like Kakarot, and then Vegeta, fucking Raditz.
That's what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Is your Kakarotting?
Isn't Kakarot isn't that just Goku?
He had to take a few loops to get to carrot, but he got there.
It's like carrot. I've never actually said that word out loud.
So anyway,
we're also talking about a Japanese man. So
I've almost watched all of Dragon Ball, and I'm pretty proud of myself because now I have some nerd cred.
Do you think the writers are like, man? Do you think they're writing us off the show? Because like they did a 10-year gap, and it's really different now. No, we're fine.
Doesn't seem
we're
like
fine.
the goofy anime we started with all the pervy jokes.
Yeah, like I haven't seen a 12-year-old vagina in here at all. Like, are we gonna get fired? No, we're fine. Oh shit.
I actually think it's better now than it ever was, basically, and this is when the ratings
really
were
great
slipping.
For what is just Journey to the West, but aliens.
Yeah, I don't know Journey to the West, but yeah, I know that's the big influence on it.
Well, yeah, because it's like Son Goku, and then he's the Monkey King, and he's got that staff that can grow. And then
Yeah, he doesn't have a monkey tail anymore. They got rid of it.
Oh, you might already be in. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm thinking of like a scene where a guy's tail gets cut off, but I think it's Vegeta, like at the end of the Saiyan arc.
They take off Goku's tail, I think twice now. But he grew up and he doesn't have a tail anymore.
He turns into a giant fucking rage monkey.
Yeah, I don't know if he does it as an adult. I have no idea. He just barely turned into an adult now. But anyway, I'm like 10 episodes away from Dragon Ball Z right now.
No, Vegeta has his tail at first, and he turns into a big rage monkey, and I think Gohan has his tail at first as well.
Yeah, I think he does.
Goku's son. I forget. It's been a hot minute.
It's all right. You know, you're collecting Pokemon, and I'm getting into Dragon Ball as a 30.
We're all just regressing.
As a 30-year-old, I'm getting into Dragon Ball. It's time.
I mean, it's a good show.
Yeah. After I think the season when the Native American guy dies and he has to go get the Dragon Balls to get him back, that's the season where it starts getting good. And that's literally like halfway through it for me. But I was watching like some geeky people on YouTube with their little like their YouTube what do you call those things? I don't know. They had like rankings and they were talking about the series and which series was the best. They were like, well, the first one's the best because it was so innocent and fun and it was all about martial arts. And I'm like, fuck you. That show sucked. That fucking first half of Dragon Ball sucks ass as a show. And I don't know how like you can convince yourself that it was a better show because it was so lighthearted and boring. Like I can't even like I'm so excited for Dragon Ball Z to continue the darker tone with like the big action stuff and the craziness.
Yeah.
Like why the fuck was this better for you people? Like the red and blue sagas of like the soldiers coming in is so it's not.
It's just different strokes for different.
I mean,
folks.
I was
like,
watching
you
it
clearly
going
like the darker shit, so you're gonna like Dragon Ball Z.
I was
better.
watching it going like, why the fuck do people like this show? Like there were some moments that made me laugh. I think when Master Roshi gets flushed down the toilet once when he was like watching one of the chicks in the bathroom, that made me laugh. That was probably the biggest laugh I had in the show. But like, nah, Goku coming back and being a badass, that's way better. Way better.
Well, he's the reason why the show's cool. I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
everything else is whatever.
So I'm excited for Z. I'm really excited for Z. I'm gonna become an anime nerd. About 3 years from now, I'll make sure I've gained 100 pounds, wear t-shirts that don't fit me with anime characters on them, and I'll wear an eye patch too. I think that's the style I'm going for.
No
Which
deodorant.
character do you want me to buy you a Dakimakura of that you can carry around the mall?
I don't know what a Dakimakura is.
Anime girl body pillow.
Oh, and I carry it. Ooh, I guess anything from Evangelion would be too cool.
Also, they're all like 14, so you know.
Well,
However you feel
isn't
about
that
that.
every anime?
Yeah, it doesn't matter
Ever.
if you're an anime guy.
Let's see.
Yeah, I guess that's fair because Yoko from Gurren Lagann is hot as shit, but apparently she's canonically 14, and I'm like, those tits are not 14. There's no fucking way. You have like double D's as a child. Fuck that shit.
Well, there's a way, but it's it's not probable. It's not probable.
I only have one Dragon Ball Z sound on the board, by the way, and it's this.
Hold your fire! This man isn't black!
But that's not till Dragon Ball Super, so.
Careful.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense in context, I swear to God.
Yeah, I'm gonna dress up as Naruto for Halloween.
No, I'm picturing Joe as his current like weight and height, wearing a headband and like with a shitty blonde wig, and then just showing up to some guy's house and going like Date Bayo, give me some candy.
Yeah, there's a whole world that can open up for me as far as that's concerned. You know, I got to get into Bleach. I got to get into Attack on Titan.
No, you don't.
What's another one? I do actually have to watch.
I would
Naruto.
wholeheartedly recommend JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. One Piece is too long, but it's good.
Well, if it's too long, then I definitely have to do it because I have to have thousands and thousands of episodes logged in order to be a true anime fan.
Well, there you go. Watch One Piece, motherfucker. Good luck.
Thank you.
There's over 1,000 chapters in the manga right now.
And then I would
so.
love to argue vehemently about the Death Note movie adaptations as well. I think that's
good.
going to
No,
become
okay.
that's going to become an important subject for me in the future.
Did you watch the Netflix Death Note movie at all?
No, I watched the Japanese one though years ago.
Okay, those are halfway decent. The Western Netflix one is just bad.
Okay, this was pre the Netflix one, but when I had told someone in my Japanese class that I had watched that one, it was 12 anime fucking nerds turned their heads around like they were in The Exorcist. Like they just turned their heads around at me and they're like, "Oh, that one sucks. Don't watch that thing. It sucks." So it's interesting to hear you say that
I love
that
how in
one's
your mind
accepted.
anime fans are just Skeksis from the Dark Crystal.
Dude, it was the most painful thing in the world is watching them like that. The 30% of my class that were like the anime freaks interact with the real life Japanese people that would come by and help out the class.
That is peak cringe,
There was
dude.
nothing more painful. Nothing more painful than them trying to have a conversation about anime with Japanese adults who generally that group of people were not anime watchers at all.
Well, yeah, in Japan they like, what do you call it? Segregate like anime fans away from the adults. They just call them otaku.
Yeah. I mean, as Yoshia, who called me Fat Joe, told me, it was like, That's for kids.
Yeah, exactly.
And here it's like these fucking college students with their
'cause we
entire
have, like,
lives
different-
revolved around it. And let me hold on. That's the sound
'cause
I'm
we have
making
different
for the
moral
audio
standards
people.
here,
That's
too.
the sound that I'm making while I push up my glasses. The Death Note adaptation was not up to snuff.
We have different moral standards here too. That's why like they can get away with having like shit like they do in the original Dragon Ball in that show and still label it a kids show. Whereas here, like, you know, we get that stuff.
We get that stuff, and
it's-
we're like, "This is too hard for me. I need to go and revert to childhood."
Well, because like there was a sweet spot there in the '90s where like the companies didn't realize how adult anime could be. I believe Fox or some company back in the '90s had started broadcasting an anime called The Vision of Escaflowne, or like Escaflowne, I forgot what the official name is. And they had to stop it like a few episodes in because they were like, "Oh, this gets way too fucking dark for Saturday morning. This is fucked up. We can't show this."
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is odd because I remember the new prudes are ruling. There always has to be some sort of type of prude always fucking around with popular entertainment.
Right.
And the new prude is weird.
Yeah.
The
'Cause
old
they want
prude
like
was
sexual liberation, but they don't want sexy stuff in media.
the
because
old
it makes them look
the
bad.
old prude was based upon like evangelical
yes,
sort of
yes.
standards, and now I feel like the standards are just weird now. The standards are weird now, and everybody's more sensitive than they were when I was a kid, which is odd. I don't know, because like with the ratings, I'm remembering like Titanic is PG-13, which is crazy to me that that's a PG-13
Yeah.
movie now. But like the first Star Wars prequel around that time, right? It was 99.
Yeah.
They cut a guy in half and it's PG.
Yeah.
And now it's like
And when you see him, like,
it's
you
so
don't see any gore or anything. It's just like a wide shot.
he's still cut in half. His legs go
Yeah.
separate from his
No, I
body
agree,
as he
but,
falls
like-
into a pit.
The dismemberment and all that shit in Star Wars is very, very tame compared to a lot of other stuff. So-
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Plus,
Is
Obi-Wan
it
was just
tame
getting started.
compared to other PG movies
I don't know, man. The
nowadays?
fucking Pirates of the Caribbean movies have like the highest body count of like a PG-13 movie, right?
That's funny.
Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah,
That's
They
funny.
die. A lot of people die. A lot of British people are dying all the time.
No, but the problem with the current prudes is like they want their sexual liberation, like they want the free love stuff, but they don't like it when sexually attractive characters are in things. Like
He was
we want it to be sexually liberating.
sexualizing a character.
Not even but like it's okay if the character's ugly as shit, but if the character is like even moderately attractive, they can't have it.
Then it's sexualizing. Yeah, because then it's not. It's because then it's.
There always has
They
to
don't
be.
want any like that's why they're trying to get rid of like a lot of the stuff from anime currently, because like those characters are aesthetically pleasing to the eye of the normal person, and they can't have that because it makes them look
normal
bad
person.
by comparison.
Yeah, it's because they're fat slobs and they don't want anyone getting it on that's not a fat slob.
That's more or less my point. Like it sounds like satire, but really, like think about
No, yeah.
how like they don't like a lot of like Western shows anyway, animated shows. They don't like put attractive characters in them much anymore. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think of the last one that actually like came out. I guess Sypha from Castlevania counts, but like
yeah. They can't make up their mind if they want it to be. Yeah, it's like. It's whole body. It's the body positivity. That's what's ruining us.
That's what's
Exactly.
ruining
Yeah.
this.
That's ruining this great country.
Ruining this great country.
Bunch of fat fucks, and they want to be fat. And then a big virus comes along that targets fatties, and then still no one wants to talk about. Hey, maybe we're a little too fat, huh?
I don't know, Schweiss, aren't we just a little too fat?
We are. I can't get it though. I can't get COVID. I go to Florida, open state, no COVID, nothing. I got RSV, I guess, but I didn't get COVID. There's a little virus that I got.
RSV, really salty vagina.
Yeah. You ever had a maple caramel? You should try one.
Can't say I have.
You should try it out. No, but Yeah, it's like I can't get COVID. It's impossible. I wonder if I just already had it or if I'm just immune. I'm like the guy.
If we have did I just already have a conversation one more time? I'm going to choke you.
No, you should just draw my blood and go get it tested and be like, all right, look, you had it, okay? Enough.
So fucking sick of this conversation.
It's like, well, I don't
We've had
know.
it for like 7 months.
Look, man, I'm following the doctor's advice. They tell me, like, don't get the shot.
Which doctor's advice?
Treat the...
Which one?
I don't know.
Which advice are you following?
Well, the last thing I heard was treat it like the flu shot, which I don't get, so I'm not getting that one.
Okay. All
and
right.
no one said anything about
You're
the test,
comfortable with
though.
that risk. Fine.
Yeah, no one said anything about the test.
Now, when the
Twice,
doctor
just
tells
do
you
what
to
I do.
diet and exercise, what do?
The doctor didn't actually tell me that. The last time I talked to the doctor, she told me, it was a woman doctor, so I didn't listen, but she said you probably could lose like 10 or 15 pounds, but you don't need to go crazy. And like my vitals were fine.
Where were you at when you saw her?
That was about where I am now.
Okay.
I don't think she knows how fat I actually am. She was a little bit chunky too.
I hold it well.
Yeah, and she's a woman, so it's like,
Twice. Just do what I do when it comes to COVID. If you don't believe in it, then you can't get it. It's just like hell.
yeah, exactly. Can't go there if it's not real.
I've had
Yeah, exactly.
I've had large world-ending arguments on the phone with my fucking sister about her weight
Oh yeah,
lately, and I am just getting.
it's annoying, isn't it? It's like
I'm getting mad, and she's getting upset.
everyone gets all pissy, like, oh well, the doctors nowadays, they just say that it's the weight causing everything. I'm like, oh yeah, it is, because your feet hurt. Yeah, guess what? It's because there's a lot of fucking pressure, and gravity's like trying to rip you back to the core of the earth, because you represent about 1% of that core of the mass of this galaxy. So yeah, it's hurting your feet because you're fat. It's not. Yeah, you might have foot problems in addition to that, but guess what? That probably progressively happened over time because of all the fucking weight smashing those feet into the ground.
Well, my sister has RA.
What the fuck is that?
It's rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what's made way worse by the fact she's fucking huge now?
The rheumatoid arthritis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my rheumatoid arthritis hurts. Well, then maybe don't get up and go to the kitchen. Maybe fast.
I know. It's like no one wants to say that, but it's like, seriously. But
No,
that's
I'm
exactly
so
what needs to
like
happen.
I don't know. I've lost 105 pounds by
Jesus
now,
Christ.
and it's just like, and I've been working at it for
A long time.
years.
Yeah.
This has not been a fast weight loss. This has been a very slow fucking weight loss. And a lot of experimenting and a lot of fucking up and going up on it, then coming
A
back
lot of
down.
ass play.
A lot of ass play.
Welcome to the first episode of getting skinny with Joe and Kaylee.
No, I'm so fucking like, and the number one thing is to not lie to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing.
It's easy to do.
Do not lie to yourself about where you are and where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like where you're supposed to be scientifically, where the fuck you're supposed to be. Not am I way skinnier than everybody around me? That is not what you're going for.
Isn't that annoying when there's like a family of larger people and they're like, oh, you need to eat more. I'm like, no, he needs to eat the same. You people need to eat less. Hey, don't project your fat assery onto this poor child.
Or like, well, it's genetics. Like, yeah, it's genetics. I can gain weight really fucking quickly.
Yeah.
It takes me nothing to gain 10 pounds.
It's like-
you want me to gain 10 pounds? I will do it in a day.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's the thing. Like, and obviously my entire family who are fat, obviously it's genetic.
Yeah.
Obviously it's easier to gain weight for this group of people because I don't know, probably because we were like Nordic or some shit. We were just in the north of Scotland somewhere in our genetic line, and we're always starving, and we need to hold on to food. And the people whose bodies held on to food better through the winter survived and made it, and they had more kids. I get it. I have the genetics for that.
Yeah.
I have my red hair explains to you that I have the genetics for that. But it doesn't fucking matter. If I put you in a fucking room and locked the door and didn't feed you for a year, you'd be skinny. No matter what your genetics told you.
It's not a glandular problem. You'll lose it all.
You will lose it.
I know. That's what frustrates me so bad. Like, when people tell me they try keto
I've
and it
tried.
doesn't work, I'm like, I
I've
don't
tried.
believe you. It scientifically should work.
I've tried.
You're not
If you can
trying
eat
enough.
too much protein, that you gain fat. but it's a lot of
It's
protein.
a lot. It's fucking.
And I have done it because I'm a binge eater.
Yeah.
Not that most people who are overweight are binge eaters necessarily, but
Yeah.
I'll add that to my underlining thing. I'm a fucking binge eater.
Well, it's hard not to be because scientifically, I mean, for what, 2 million years, our lives have basically been us starving to death.
Starving and binging, starving and binging.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's why when you eat a lot, because for, a couple 100,000 years straight, we've been eating everything we can and then not eating for like weeks because we would. And then the ones who did eat are the ones that lived, and that's how it is. So it makes sense, but at the same time, you can control yourself. And everyone, all the positivity shit, and people being like, accept your body, or like comfortable in my own skin. Like, bitch, I'm not comfortable in this skin. My skin's literally ripping because I'm so fat. How can you be cozy in that?
New standard. The new standard should be honesty.
I'm not comfortable. I'm literally tearing. I'm busting at the seams because of how
marks, huh?
because how fat I've gotten. Like that's not comfortable in my skin. No one could be comfortable in
I've
there.
heard them called tiger stripes.
Yeah, Jesus.
I got tiger stripes all over me.
Yeah, like that's not comfort. Those things hurt, man. They like fucking burn. It's like you're getting like.
I know A4 is a skinny motherfucker though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are talking about this shit, and the whole time I'm just sitting here going like,
When you're on a chicken bender, grab a box of chicken tenders.
no, but like we had a discussion on Discord the other night, and like you know how everyone calls everything like blank phobic these days. We actually found one that I think actually does apply to me. I am not a homophobe. I am not a whatever phobe, but I am a fat phobe because I am as this guy who's been 140 pounds soaking wet for the past decade. I am terrified of the idea of me getting fat. So yes, I am a fat phobe.
Yeah, I'm just fat, so. But like that's the thing is like I know that I'm like I'm fat because I overeat and I don't exercise.
I just have a crazy fast fucking metabolism I had forever, and I'm just like, ever since I was 24, I'm like, one of these fucking years it's going to stop, and I'm going to become just like my dad. I'm going to become a big fat fucking piece of shit, and all this beer isn't helping, and it still hasn't happened yet. So like, thank my lucky star, I'm going to do a drum solo on my fucking desk, knock on wood. But like, also Welsh Rads in the chat says, I came to the realization that I'm a fat piece of shit lately at 280 pounds when I'm constantly getting ankle injuries at work. On that keto life now, and it's going well. So congrats.
Yeah, I feel better doing the keto, but I just fail, and that's the thing is like I accept that I am fat, and it's my own fault, and I even joke like it takes a lot to look this good. I have to eat a lot of food to like be this fat because my metabolism isn't that bad, but I binge, and I binge like day after day after day, and that's why I'm a fat slob. So I don't know. Maybe it isn't as good as it used to be, but I eat a lot, and that's why I'm this fat. So
Dude.
like, it takes a lot to make me look this good.
And like, here's the thing: like, I get it because I've been very fat before, and by the way, I am still fat.
You are still fat.
I am still fat. I wear a medium-sized shirt, but I am still fat.
See, Alex said you should stop losing weight, and I was like, no, he shouldn't. He's not there yet.
I'm not there. I am skinny for a fat person.
Exactly. That's the thing.
That's what I am. So when my
I didn't
sister's
tell her
like,
that because she would take it the wrong way.
when my sister's like, my sister, who needs to lose a lot of weight, by the way, because she weighs a lot. She used to be the skinny one in the family, by the way. She's like, no, you're skinny now. You need to stop. You need to just stay right there. You're too skinny. And I'm like,
I'm really not.
When I see all the abs, I'll be too skinny.
Dude, you're going to be like 140 when you see that shit.
My BMI says I'm supposed to be, and I know everybody, because the next thing that comes out of everybody's mouth is like, the BMI is bullshit. I'm like, I know!
It is.
But here's the thing.
Everyone knows.
Guess what? I'm at 192. Still don't see a single ab in sight. Not a single rib in sight. Okay?
I'm going to give you a spoiler alert right here because I'm 140, 145, and I don't have abs. I actually have like a tiny beer gut going. So it's going to take
skinny
some
fat.
like...
You're skinny fat. Yeah. You're one of those people that's skinny, but like kind of... Yeah. Like our old buddy TJ. He was skinny
I look
fat.
like, if anyone knows Homestar Runner, I look like Senior Cardage. He's like a skinny guy with a fucking beer gut.
Yeah.
A terrible haircut. But anyway.
That's skinny fat.
So anyway.
You can't run upstairs efficiently, but you look skinny on the outside.
I can run upstairs
Okay,
efficiently.
I guess
Fuck
you don't
I
have
do
to
it all
not
day at work.
you don't have to not be in shape for skinny fat. You can't just be a little skinny fat.
But I mean,
sorry.
the BMI goal is fine because guess what? I have no muscle definition right now. I know there's a lot
Yeah.
more weight for me to lose. I still pooch out just in my tits and my belly. Like they still push
Yeah.
out just a little bit. Now, if I stand how I'm supposed to stand, which is another problem, is my posture, then it's less bad.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad that someone else other than my girlfriend refers to it as a pooch.
But-
I thought you were going to say someone else other than your girlfriend thinks Joe has a rockin' tits. But
I'll
I
get her
guess
up
it's
here
just
and ask,
me.
Joe, take your shirt off on stream.
no, I'm right.
They're rocking like in theory.
No, but here's the thing. I will stop when one, I see abs.
Oh, dude.
Two, I get the pancake. And the pancake is I've lost 100 plus pounds. And when you lose that much weight, sometimes it don't bounce back.
Yeah,
And
we're getting older, so
it's and I've lost it slowly. So it's not crazy. Like there's a little bit of sag, just a little bit over my belly button, just a little bit. And I do have a lot of stretch marks on my belly, but I've noticed that if I shave my stomach, like it doesn't look that bad. It just looks white.
oh fuck! I was hoping to just get hairier and I wouldn't.
No.
Oh, damn.
So like
Other way around.
So like there might be a situation where I might be okay with taking off my shirt and like 7 peaks or whatever. Like it's all right. But like if it starts to like become the pancake, become like the flat thing
batter.
that hangs
Yeah,
out where
yeah.
when you've lost a lot of weight, I'm like, okay, I'm willing to be a little bit chubby to not have that.
Well, here's the thing. When I was down to like 156, I didn't have abs. I didn't have a six pack. Mm-hmm. So I think you're gonna
Yeah.
have to lose a lot
No.
to get there.
So like, well, no, if I hit that before I hit the 166, which I
Yeah.
don't think I will. Right?
I don't think so.
Because 166 is the high end of my BMI.
yeah,
That's where I'm in my range. You know, it's like 146 to 166.
yeah, mine's 169, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like a pound away from overweight, and I did like
yours was
a
175.
and I did a 10-minute mile and a half, and I had a body fat percentage of like 8, and I was a pound away from overweight, and I was like, "Fuck you, man! I'm not overweight. I'm in like the best shape I've ever been." So it is bullshit, but it's a good indicator of like, okay, now you're starting to get a little fat.
We're supposed to be
Like,
at.
there's like a 20-pound range there, and it's like,
Yeah,
the
and-
140 is impossible.
Oh,
but-
and if I was this much weight and solid muscle, it'd be great. But
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not.
well, yeah, like when you hear the fighters when they're like, oh, in this corner, 5'6", 240, like that's 240 of beef.
Yeah.
That's not 240 of fucking of fat,
Lard.
Yeah, yeah. So that's something else.
God, I just wish people would just be brutally honest with yourself.
Yeah, and I've even caught myself being like, well, I'm not that fat. I mean, like I know I weigh a lot, but then I look at myself and it's like, no, I really am.
It doesn't mean you have to be depressed about it all day, but I mean
No.
that does help a little bit because
I think we
This
need
is not a hot take,
I
but the
hate
problem
myself
really
enough
is
to-
that like this whole generation has grown up being never told no and being told everyone's special and you can do anything you want no matter what. It's like
Yeah.
people, our parents and the adults in our lives when we were children were not critical enough of us, and we are now really seeing the reckoning of that, the effect of that upbringing, and it's not great.
I think that's fair criticism. I don't know if it's anything special out of in time. Like I think that happens to a certain extent every time, but I don't know. There is a lot of like it's weird because I think it's
Well, I don't necessarily think it's body positivity making people fat. It's body positivity making them not lose weight.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, people are
Yeah.
fat because they're fat. They
the
eat
fat.
too much.
I mean, there is gigantic problems with our food system right now in the United States.
Yeah.
With how
That
they,
too, yeah.
with just like how they process foods, and it legitimately has gigantic effects throughout time. And if they weren't like that, then there would be a lot less fat people. If the diet was akin to what it was in the 1970s, then everybody would be a lot skinnier right now, but it's not. So the reason people are fat is not necessarily body positivity, but it is the people that,
It's a contributing factor for sure, though.
I think it's a contributing factor to people like giving up on being healthy. I think that's
Right,
really
but
what
that
it
in
is.
turn makes people fat.
And then
You know
they
what I
hear
mean?
other things like the BMI is bullshit, so then they don't set goals for themselves.
Yeah, well, we're also a really lazy generation as it goes anyway.
I don't know.
I think.
I don't know. I think it depends on the subject, and it depends on the people. And I got to tell you, like the people, like let's say my uncles and my aunts and that generation that just after baby boomer kind of area, I think they're lazy in their own special fucking way. So
Every generation's lazy in their own. Like Gen Y, Gen X is like lazy in their own certain way. I just feel like millennials are a lot more lazy and entitled because we grew up during the age of like this great age that we live in that I wouldn't give up. It's an age of convenience. Everything is so goddamn convenient these days that like it just pushes us further and further into like not needing to work for half the stuff we want or need.
I think,
and on top of you compound that with the fact that like they just push this idea that like you're special no matter what, you deserve everything that everyone else deserves, and that's just how I see it anyway.
I think every generation as it gets older says the same thing about the generation after it, and I think I remember hearing about who was that guy who made the first system of laws? I can't remember his name, Hammurabi or something like that. And I think like in that document they were talking about the new entitled generation after them, and it just sounds like repeat shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I'm a millennial. I think our generation is terrible. I don't know much about Gen Z yet, like the generation after us. I don't necessarily think they're entitled per se. It's honestly hard to tell at this point. I think there are just as many people in the generation after us that are going to be like hardworking. Like they see how we act, and they're like, I don't want to be like that. You know, much in the same way that I think like Gen X on the whole, being like a bunch of weird latchkey kids, kind of had to work for stuff like having been raised by or like having their parents be like the boomers or whatever. It's hard to say, and obviously I'm generalizing like fucking crazy. Although Dr. Oxo in the chat does say based A4, so I guess I'm on a good tear here. He also said that how come when guys get fat, every part of the body gets fat except the dick?
Yeah, he texted me that the other day, and I was like, yeah, that's a good point. Why not?
That's a good point. Why the fuck?
I'd like a big old thick cock when I'm
Chicks get fat tits when they get fat. It's not fair.
Yeah, they get fat pussy lips and everything.
Guys get fat tits too.
Yeah, that's true. We even get
I
the
don't want
tits.
fat tits. I want my baconators to go straight to my fucking hog.
Yeah. So I thought of a good analogy for the fat thing. It's not the body positivity thing. So my thing is like, I don't want everyone to be. I want everyone to vote, but I want everyone to be invested in it. I don't want everyone to just vote willy-nilly. I want it to be a right and a responsibility. So, like, I don't want people to not be fat, but I want people to, like, understand and, like, put the time in. I don't know. I lost that for a second there. You get where I'm going, though. Like, it's not just the body positivity thing. I think you shouldn't be rude, but you should also, on a personal level, be responsible enough.
Like I was saying that we called Caleb Craig fat ass as his name for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, we should be
rude.
You got to be a little rude, but I don't.
A little rudeness goes a long way. No one ever got anything done by being nice.
I think honestly, we need more shame. I do agree with that, but
as a society, we 110% need more shame. It's ridiculous.
I think there's plenty of shame out there. I think they're just
the wrong place.
in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
The shame should go straight to your thighs, just like that meal.
He's not wrong though. There's like a lot of shame out there, but a lot of the time it's just people that are like, again, fat lazy people who don't want to look bad, and they're like, there was like a news story like a few years ago where they were like shaming some mom for making her kids their lunch and like her husband lunch before like any of those people got up. And then she still had to go to work, and these people were like shaming her over it. It's like, that just sounds like a really good mom. Like, why is this a bad thing? Is it because it makes you look bad because you don't do that shit?
Yeah,
you feel that hard?
You feel bad that you're a shit mom. I mean, that's what I do when like I watched. We did the fucking ride for, it was like Despicable Me at Disney World.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And the whole ride is basically the dude like hiring you as a minion to like put on this special project. And the whole time, the little girl, I can't remember what her name is like trying to give you a gift. and she's worried that you forgot that this is like your adoption day. Is like the day that he adopted all of them, and then that was the whole thing he was putting the entire thing together for, was like to surprise him with this huge deal. And then like she was worried that they forgot, and I was like, oh man, I don't actually know what day I adopted Jace. Like that's how I took that. I was like, oh, I'm kind of a dick. Like this is a big deal with this little kid in this animated thing, and I'm like, huh, wonder what day that is. Let's see if I can find out. Like,
I can go off on my theme park autism for a second. That fucking Despicable Me ride when we went a couple years ago, that series is too popular because I swear to God, there was never less than 100-minute wait for that fucking thing.
are you serious?
Oh, the whole time, dude.
Dude, I walked like basically right on. But it's also...
Would you go like first thing in the morning or like late at night? Or
No, near the end. It was later.
Okay.
It was also
Well, that would explain it.
97 degrees, but...
Yeah, but that's an indoor ride. You think that would make it even more packed?
Yeah. And
Like
it's
we got
Universal.
on Kong Skull Island faster than we would have got on that thing.
Yeah, dude, Universal, it's funny because Disney has the same thing. Like Universal has like the really cool rides that are different, and then they have like the thing that they do where like all the rides are basically the same. They bought like fucking 7 different rides, or 7 exact same rides, and they just put like different stickers on top.
Well, they have a lot of motion simulators. They have a lot of
Yeah.
rides that go around screens. So, like, the Fast and the Furious is basically the same thing as Kong.
Yeah, it's like Kong,
has a
but
giant,
you
like, Kong head that you drive by at the end.
yeah, it's like Kong, but you lose your hearing afterwards.
Yeah, and Despicable Me is basically the same fucking thing as Simpsons, which is basically the same thing as Back to the Future. So, yeah.
And then the Kimmel thing.
I didn't do the Jimmy Kimmel thing.
It's like they're all just simulator rides, like you put on
Ride
3D
on
glasses.
Jimmy Kimmel.
No, thank God. No,
Like, we
you
walked
just ride
past
around
that, I'm
New
like,
York.
wait, what the fuck? Race through New York with Jimmy Kimmel? Like, who's this for?
Yeah, who wants Kimmel?
When the mummy is right next door, and it's like okay, you got Rock and Roller Coaster or whatever, and then Jimmy Kimmel in between that and the mummy, and it's like, well, why would I ever go on Jimmy Kimmel when there's 2 great rides immediately to the left or right of it?
Yeah, pretty much. The Simpsons one is Universal is really cool. The Velocicoaster was the ultimate ride, though.
You got to go on that?
Oh yeah,
Lucky.
3 times I think.
I heard the lines were long for it, but
We had
it just opened up.
We had a disability pass, so we got
Nice. Did you get to do the Hagrid motorbike thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
The people we were
just
with
missed that by a few months when we went.
Had skin, I guess, like if they stay in the sun too long, their skin will like freak out. And like Alex is that way too. Like she'll get like a rash on her arm from the skin or the sun. And so we got a pass for that. Able to skip the line. I felt dirty the whole time. Don't worry. But I was like, fuck the 3-hour wait. I'm fucking walking onto this
walk
bitch.
through and be like,
You felt dirty,
I'm retarded.
but you're not going to wait.
No, dude, I thought of a great theme park movie. Like we,
Excuse me, I'm retarded.
Yeah, yeah. Because one of the guys, when we were in Disney, he got one for his asthma, and then I was like,
Asthma?
I was like,
I have asthma. What the fuck?
I know. I was like, dude, and then like I was like, what if we we walk up to the lady and then we like start like flipping our hands. And then like we have autism, and like, no, sir, the card says you have asthma. And you're like, oh, for like a fucking theme park comedy. And I was like, they're like just fucking like, oh, asthma. That's right. We just picked a
Joe.
random A disability and slapped it onto the card.
I just ensured we were canceled.
Yeah.
Joe, you say you have asthma. What I'm hearing is you get to go to the front of the line of Rise of the Resistance next time you're in Disneyland.
Which is awesome. It was pretty cool. It was.
Oh, you got to do that?
Hell yeah, dude. Did it twice.
Sweet. Yeah.
Asthma. Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
I've seen ride through videos of Rise of the Resistance, and I'm just sitting there going like, how in the fuck did they do that?
Yeah. It's.
Oh, so your asthma is totally controlled by an inhaler and other medications, just like every single person with asthma is?
Yeah.
Yes, that means you're disabled.
I was very.
Guess that means you're going to be riding Tower of Terror today.
I was very angry about it, but I did totally abuse it. And I started calling it the fat pass because
And now Alex is a redhead, and here's the thing that's odd to me is that every person you've dated in your life has been redheaded, and then me and you do a podcast, and I am redheaded, and I do always wonder, are you trying to fuck me? But
Alex has
let's
brown
separate
hair,
from
but
that. No, she doesn't. She's a redhead.
she has the complexion of a redhead, but she has brown hair.
Is it like I used to be redheaded, now it's turned auburn brown? Do you have pictures of her when she was like 10 hanging
I
around
think
anywhere?
it was red.
'Cause
It might.
I don't believe it for a goddamn second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you eat at any good restaurants while you were down there?
No, here's the thing. She's
No.
the reason she has a skin problem is because she's a fucking redhead, and you go out in the sun and you die
She'll get like bumps. Like she'll have hives and stuff from the sun.
from
It's like
the sun itself.
Yeah, it's like a weird condition.
Oh wow!
And then she'll like itch them, and then they'll like break open.
I've gotten bumps from having a 2nd-degree burn from being
Yeah,
out in the
yeah,
sun
I have too. Yeah, dude, my nose one time, like
many times.
it like burnt so bad that it looked like it was wrinkled, like I was wrinkling it, and then like eventually I just peeled that skin off, and it was like
whole
it looked
new
like
nose.
it was like a brand new baby nose. It was like the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. I like start pulling it off, and it's just fucking sun's cusping over a planet. Bam, bam. But oh wait, what is it? No, it's a giant baby nose. Bum, 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 bum. Nobody knows what it means, but there it is. Yeah, dude, I have had that too. But I actually got pretty bronzed, like out there. I was doing pretty good. The second I got to Utah, though, and it was 104 degrees on the runway, I fucking started feeling it. I was like, oh, I'm crisping right now, like immediately. Because you're 4,000 feet in the air, and 104 is fucking way hotter than 96 degrees at sea level. But it's way less miserable because fuck humidity.
Yeah, humid. And you were like, I kind of want to move back to Georgia. I'm like, Schweiss, are you sure you want to move back to
I
Georgia?
really don't, actually. Yeah. And then I don't even
Georgia's
get
not that much better than Florida in terms of that kind of weather.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're in the Appalachians, I don't know, but
It's cheap, though. Yeah, maybe in the mountains area. I might be able to.
yeah. Where the toothless people reside.
Yeah, where I get the gummers, get the gum jobs. No, the restaurants, you say. I went to Steak and Shake, which is all right.
No, I just meant like any of the restaurants in the parks. Like I know Universal has that really good one.
Did you go to
in
Crystal
Islands of
Burger?
Adventure?
I didn't go to Crystal Burger.
Fuck. That's the only thing I go for when we go to Florida. It's like there's Crystal Burgers. They're it's White Castle, but I think it tastes better.
Oh,
I know the one
had
ride
that as
there
a
that
kid.
Joe would love. Do they still have ET down there?
Yeah, they do.
I've been on the ET ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, half the rides you're talking about were not there last time I went, but unless they
No,
were
but ET
just
still is
reskinned.
because apparently they fucking they got rid of ET in like all the other parks, and it pissed off Steven Spielberg. And he was like, "If you get rid of ET in Florida, I'm cutting all my fucking support for you guys."
Yeah, take it DreamWorks away.
Yeah, it's mine now.
So you have to keep. So even though you keep updating all these rides to newer properties, you got to keep this weird jank ass '70s ET fucking like pseudo sequel.
I always liked
Ride.
the ET ride when I was a kid. I enjoyed it. And
No, I love it. Don't get me wrong.
And
I'm
the
just
Jaws
saying,
ride.
like it's where it's like we're going into a sequel to ET, and you go to the Green Planet, and it's just like a fucking '70s music video the whole time, and then at the end, ET says your fucking name.
Yeah, now he doesn't
Your
say that.
fucking name.
He just says friend because of COVID.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's gay. He just said
Yeah.
goodbye, friend. Even though they had no COVID stuff at all in Universal. They have no masks, nothing.
Oh, it's Florida.
But Disney World does. Now they don't, but when we were there, they did.
Oh.
So fucking lame. They're like, all right, we're getting inside-ish now. You got to put your mask on when you're in the line. It's like the whole place is a line, motherfucker. Like, it's Disney line. That's what
Especially
it's
Star
actually.
Wars.
It's not nearly
There's
as
like-
bad as Disneyland.
That Star Wars ride has like 3 pre-shows.
Yeah. Star Wars, all 3 Star Wars rides are pretty cool. Rise of the Resistance,
Yeah.
Star Tours, and the new one.
Yeah,
Or Smuggler's Run.
that Millennium. Yeah,
That one's fun. Yeah, it was good, though. But restaurants, dude, is this the After Dark episode? Like, I don't know. Like,
It's actually our intro episode. We haven't talked about who beat a game yet.
I was
We
going to say
should
on
do
that.
that.
note, I've also been playing Job Simulator, but yeah.
okay, we should just do that. I'll do this one on the next one.
Okay. Has anybody beaten a game?
Afer?
I've beaten X-Men: Children of the Atom,
Okay.
a hentai game called Lollipop, and Altered Beast.
Sorry. Altered.
Lollipop, Altered Beast. Okay, Joe.
Donna Mana. If it's not already on there.
It's not.
Okay.
Altered Beast, Dawn of Mana. Where's Joe's pile?
Schweiss is looking through a spreadsheet on his phone.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
As we all know, it's quite difficult. Quite a difficult task.
Yeah, and I also beat only Dawn of Mana. So the hog for the hosts is as follows. A4 Extreme, first place with 25 games beaten. Second place, much, much further away, but surprisingly high considering who it is, Joe, with 10 games beaten. I am in third with 8, and Zach is last and very much least because he's not here with 4 games beaten this year. What a sad showing for Zach. He doesn't have any will now that he beat Craig, and he beat Craig into the submission. He's not even here anymore. Beat him so bad he quit.
We're just losing all the hosts.
Yeah, pretty soon it's just going to be listeners that are the hosts of our show.
Oh yeah, we'll just replace ourselves with
other listeners.
listeners. That's good. That's good. Well, let's go ahead and end this episode, and we can talk more on next week on Nude Clan. So, guys, links are all in the description. Please join our Discord. You can follow us on Twitter at Nude Clan Podcast. I'm at Joseph DeGollier.
At UFF Podcast.
At A4 Extreme.
And check out our other shows: Ultima Final Fantasy, the Godzilla Podcast, Song of Schweiss and Johnson, and much more. We'll see you guys next time.
Love always in the nude.
Walk with your cock held high.
Fuck off.